First story, Whispers in the Pines, by Sarah Turner. It was the summer of 2022, and my friends and I decided to embark on a camping trip to the remote pine forests of Northern California. Nestled between towering trees and winding trails, the site promised solitude and a break from the chaos of city life. Little did we know, the tranquility we sought would quickly transform into a nightmare. Our group comprised 5 close friends: Emily, Mark, Jake, Lisa, and myself, Sarah. We set up camp near a babbling brook, the sound of water providing a soothing backdrop to our laughter and chatter. The first day passed without incident, as we explored the trails and reveled in the beauty of the untouched wilderness. As night fell, we gathered around the crackling campfire, sharing stories and relishing the warmth. That's when we heard it, the softest of whispers carried by the gentle night breeze. At first, we dismissed it as the wind playing tricks on our ears. But as the whispers persisted, their tone grew ominous, sending shivers down our spines. Unease settled over the camp like a heavy fog. The flickering flames cast dancing shadows on the trees, and every rustle in the underbrush heightened our paranoia. We huddled closer together, straining our ears to decipher the source of those haunting whispers. As the night wore on, the whispers evolved into faint laughter, an unsettling chorus echoing through the pines. Terrified, we decided to investigate. Armed with flashlights, we ventured into the darkness, our senses heightened and nerves on edge. The laughter led us deeper into the forest, where the trees seemed to close in around us like a sinister embrace. We stumbled upon an abandoned cabin, its windows shattered and doors creaking on rusty hinges. Despite our trepidation, curiosity compelled us to enter. Inside, we found remnants of a past long forgotten, a decaying table, moth-eaten chairs, and faded wallpaper peeling off the walls. The air hung heavy with the scent of mildew and decay. As we explored further, the laughter grew louder, resonating through the dilapidated structure. In one room, we discovered a collection of tattered photographs scattered on the floor. The images depicted a family, happy faces frozen in time. But as our flashlights illuminated the faces, the laughter reached a deafening crescendo, morphing into anguished cries. Panicking, we rushed out of the cabin, only to find the once quiet forest alive with spectral figures. Ghostly apparitions danced among the trees, their mournful wails blending with the eerie laughter. We stumbled back to our campsite, terror gripping our hearts. The night stretched endlessly, each minute dragging like an eternity. The whispers and laughter followed us, haunting our every step. As dawn broke, we hastily packed our belongings, leaving the cursed woods behind. To this day, I cannot shake the memory of that forsaken cabin and the tormented spirits that lurked within. The whispers linger in my dreams, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are better left unsolved. Second story, The Stalker on the Trail, by Michael Reynolds. Solo hiking had always been my escape, a chance to disconnect from the digital noise and reconnect with nature. Little did I know that my solitary journey through the Appalachian Trail would thrust me into a nightmare beyond my wildest imagination. It was early autumn, and the leaves crunched beneath my boots as I navigated the rugged terrain. The dense canopy overhead filtered the sunlight, casting a dappled pattern on the forest floor. The solitude was both serene and unnerving, a stark contrast to the bustling city I called home. As I ventured deeper into the wilderness, the tranquility gave way to an unsettling awareness that I was not alone. At first, It was a subtle rustling in the underbrush and the feeling of eyes watching my every move. I dismissed it as the product of an overactive imagination, attributing the unease to the isolation. As night fell, I pitched my tent in a secluded clearing, the darkness intensifying the sense of isolation. The crackling of the campfire provided little comfort as an inexplicable chill settled over the campsite. I heard footsteps in the distance, rhythmic and deliberate, echoing through the silent woods. Unable to shake the feeling of being pursued, I packed up my belongings and continued my trek under the moonlit sky. The trail seemed to stretch endlessly, each step amplifying the disquiet that gnawed at my sanity. It was then that I glimpsed a shadowy figure, a silhouette lingering on the periphery of my vision. My heart raced as I quickened my pace, the footsteps behind me matching my every stride. Panic set in, and I veered off the trail, hoping to lose my unseen pursuer. But the footsteps persisted, a relentless echo in the still night. Desperation drove me to seek refuge in an abandoned cabin I stumbled upon. The door groaned on rusty hinges as I entered, and the musty air clung to my skin. Fear gripped me as I barricaded myself inside, peering through the cracked windows into the moonlit forest. The footsteps circled the cabin, each creaking floorboard signaling the proximity of my stalker. I could feel their malevolence, an unseen presence taunting me from the shadows. Hours passed in agonizing silence, the oppressive weight of dread suffocating my senses. With the first light of dawn, the footsteps receded into the forest, leaving me shaken and disoriented. I emerged from the cabin, the once welcoming trail now tainted by the specter of the night. Every rustle in the leaves and snap of a twig sent shivers down my spine. I abandoned my solo hike, retracing my steps to civilization with a newfound appreciation for the fragility of solitude. The memory of the relentless footsteps and the unseen stalker haunted my every moment, a chilling reminder that danger could lurk in the most remote corners of the wilderness. Third story: The Ritual in the Redwood Forest, by Emma Harper. Camping with friends had always been a cherished tradition for our tight-knit group. This year, we chose the ancient redwood forests of Northern California as our backdrop for adventure. Little did we know, our idyllic retreat would thrust us into the midst of a chilling ritual that defied all reason. The towering redwoods cast long shadows as we set up camp, their majestic presence inspiring awe. The air was thick with the scent of pine, and the distant murmur of a nearby stream promised a peaceful night under the stars. Our group, comprising myself, Alex, Chris, and Rachel, settled in, eager to escape the monotony of everyday life. As darkness blanketed the forest, we gathered around the campfire, sharing laughter and stories. The crackling flames danced in the crisp night air, casting a warm glow on our faces. Unbeknownst to us, our mirth drew the attention of a clandestine group hidden in the depths of the woods. The rhythmic beat of drums echoed through the trees, signaling the arrival of an otherworldly presence. Intrigued and apprehensive, we followed the haunting sound, guided by an unseen force into the heart of the ancient grove. A clearing illuminated by flickering torches revealed a group of hooded figures engaged in an unsettling ritual. Their faces obscured by darkness, the figures swayed in unison, chanting in a language unknown to us. Symbols painted in blood adorned the ancient redwoods, casting an eerie glow on the ritualistic scene. Fear gripped our hearts as we became unwilling witnesses to a ceremony that defied explanation. As the ritual reached its climax, the air thickened with an oppressive energy, and a spectral figure materialized at the center of the clearing. The entity, cloaked in shadow, surveyed us with hollow eyes that seemed to pierce the very fabric of our souls. Paralyzed by a fear beyond comprehension, we could only watch as the ritual unfolded before us. Suddenly, the figure turned its gaze upon Alex, who stood frozen in terror. With a ghastly gesture, the entity marked him with a blood-red symbol on his forehead. The chilling realization dawned upon us. We were entangled in a ritual that transcended the boundaries of our understanding. In a desperate attempt to escape, we stumbled backward, our retreat met with the guttural laughter of the hooded figures. The drumbeats intensified, drowning our cries for help as we fled the unholy spectacle. The forest seemed to close in around us, every step echoing with the haunting echoes of the ritual. We emerged from the Redwood forest, our minds reeling from the surreal encounter. The memory of the hooded figures and the spectral entity haunted our dreams, leaving us grappling with the inexplicable horrors that lurked in the ancient grove. To this day, the Redwood forest stands as a silent witness to the ritual that defied reason, a testament to the thin veil between the natural and the supernatural, hidden in the heart of the ancient woods. Fourth story, The Abandoned Outpost, by Daniel Mitchell. Solo camping had always been my way of seeking solace and self-discovery. The Arizona desert beckoned to me with promises of solitude and breathtaking landscapes. Little did I know that my quest for inner peace would lead me to an abandoned military outpost, unraveling a tale of mystery and betrayal beneath the scorching sun. My journey began in the early hours of the morning, the desert air cool against my face as I ventured into the vast expanse. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows across the arid terrain. As I set up camp in a secluded spot, a dilapidated building caught my eye in the distance, an eerie silhouette against the desert backdrop. Intrigued, I approached the abandoned outpost, its walls adorned with faded murals and weathered camouflage netting. The air was thick with the stench of decay, a lingering reminder of the outpost's forgotten past. Broken windows exposed the desolation within, and the wind carried haunting whispers through the empty corridors. As night fell, I built a small fire outside the outpost, its flickering glow casting dancing shadows on the walls. The desert wind carried distant echoes, as if the very sands whispered secrets of the past. It was then that I heard footsteps within the abandoned structure, a rhythmic pattern that defied the solitude of the desert. Curiosity overcame caution as I entered the outpost, my flashlight revealing dusty corridors lined with discarded equipment. The footsteps led me deeper into the labyrinth, each step echoing with a haunting resonance. In a dimly lit room, I discovered a series of maps and classified documents scattered across a table, blueprints detailing covert operations that had unfolded within these walls. A sudden realization gripped me. The abandoned outpost was a remnant of a classified military experiment gone awry. As I delved deeper, I uncovered the tale of soldiers left behind, betrayed by their superiors in a sinister cover-up. The footsteps grew louder, as if the ghosts of the forsaken soldiers walked beside me, guiding me through the shadows of their tragic history. In the heart of the outpost, I stumbled upon a hidden chamber, a makeshift memorial adorned with faded photographs and dog tags. The whispers crescendoed into mournful cries, the spirits of the betrayed soldiers seeking redemption through my unwitting presence. The air became charged with a palpable sorrow that clung to my skin. As dawn broke, I emerged from the outpost, haunted by the revelations that echoed through the corridors. The desert, once a symbol of solitude, now bore witness to the unquiet spirits of the forsaken. I left the abandoned outpost behind, carrying with me the weight of a story untold, an unsettling reminder that the desert held secrets buried beneath its unforgiving sands. Fifth story: The Echoes of Echo Lake, by Rachel Thompson. Camping with friends had always been our annual escape, and this year, we chose the serene shores of Echo Lake in the Adirondacks. The picturesque setting promised tranquility, but our idyllic retreat soon descended into a nightmarish ordeal that would forever alter our perception of the great outdoors. Our group consisted of lifelong friends: Tom, Jenny, Alex, and myself, Rachel. The sun dipped below the horizon as we set up camp, the scent of pine wafting through the crisp mountain air. The lake shimmered in the fading light, a mirror reflecting the beauty of the surrounding peaks. Little did we know that Echo Lake held secrets darker than its tranquil surface suggested. As night fell, we gathered around the campfire, the crackling flames casting dancing shadows on the tall pines that surrounded us. The forest came alive with the symphony of nocturnal creatures, and a distant loon's call added to the symphony. That's when we heard it, the haunting melody of a piano, echoing across the lake. Perplexed, we strained our ears, trying to discern the source of the music. The notes were melancholic, their ethereal quality sending shivers down our spines. Against our better judgment, we decided to follow the haunting melody, venturing into the darkness that enveloped Echo Lake. The trail led us to an isolated cabin nestled on the lake's edge, its windows aglow with the soft light of a flickering candle. The melancholy piano music emanated from within, drawing us closer with an irresistible allure. Hesitant but intrigued, we entered the cabin, its interior frozen in time. Dust-covered furniture and faded photographs adorned the walls, telling the story of a bygone era. The piano, untouched by human hands, played on its own as if guided by unseen forces. The air hung heavy with the scent of aged wood and memories long forgotten. As we explored further, the cabin seemed to echo with the laughter and footsteps of a family that once called it home. The haunting melody reached a crescendo, and the atmosphere shifted. Shadows danced on the walls, taking on ghostly forms that mimicked the joyous spirits of the cabin's former inhabitants. The air became charged with an otherworldly energy, and a spectral figure materialized, a woman in a flowing gown, her eyes filled with a sorrowful longing. In an instant, the cabin transformed into a spectral ballroom, the music guiding us into a ghostly waltz with the ethereal figures. We were trapped in a dance with the echoes of the past, unable to break free from the haunting enchantment. The lake outside echoed our captivity, its surface mirroring the spectral ballroom within. As dawn approached, the music waned, and the ghostly figures faded into the shadows. We stumbled out of the cabin, disoriented and haunted by the surreal encounter. Echo Lake, once a serene haven, bore witness to the spectral dance that transcended the boundaries of time. The echoes of that fateful night lingered, a haunting reminder that some enchantments were best left undisturbed. Sixth story: The Whispers of Windermere, by Jonathan Adams. Solo hiking had always been my way of embracing solitude and finding solace in the natural world. This time, the lush greenery of England's Lake District called to me, a picturesque landscape promising serenity. Little did I know that my journey would lead me to the mysterious village of Windermere, where the beauty of nature concealed a sinister secret. The journey began on a mist-laden morning, the rolling hills and meandering streams guiding my solitary exploration. The trail led me deeper into the heart of the Lake District, where the air was thick with the fragrance of blooming wildflowers. As the day unfolded, the mist parted, revealing the stunning expanse of Windermere, a tranquil lake surrounded by verdant hills. Drawn by the allure of the lake, I set up camp on its shores, the gentle lapping of water against the rocks providing a soothing backdrop to my solitude. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting hues of orange and pink across the sky, a subtle unease settled over Windermere. It was then that I heard the whispers, the faint, indiscernible voices carried by the evening breeze. Intrigued and unnerved, I followed the echoes of the whispers, winding my way through the narrow pathways that crisscrossed the hills. The whispers led me to the outskirts of Windermere, where an ancient village stood frozen in time. Stone cottages lined the cobblestone streets, their windows adorned with flickering candlelight. The village, seemingly abandoned, resonated with an unsettling energy. Shadows danced on the walls, and the whispers intensified, weaving a tale of a forgotten community bound by a mysterious pact. As I delved deeper, the village unveiled its secrets. A group of cloaked figures engaged in an enigmatic ritual beneath the moonlit sky. In the center of the village square, a stone altar bore markings of an ancient language, its purpose shrouded in mystery. The figures chanted in unison, their voices rising and falling like an eerie hymn. The air became charged with an otherworldly energy, and I realized I had stumbled upon a ritual that transcended the boundaries of the natural world. Compelled by an unseen force, I became an unwitting witness to the ceremony, the whispers guiding me to the edge of the village square. The cloaked figures, their faces hidden in the folds of their robes, raised their hands towards the night sky, invoking powers beyond comprehension. The very air seemed to ripple with an unnatural presence, and the whispers coalesced into haunting melodies that sent shivers down my spine. As the ritual reached its zenith, a portal of swirling shadows materialized before the altar. A figure cloaked in darkness emerged, its eyes gleaming with an ancient malevolence. The whispers transformed into anguished cries, echoing the torment of a village bound by an age-old pact with a malevolent force. In a desperate bid to escape, I fled the village, the echoes of the ritual haunting my every step. The whispers pursued me through the hills, their spectral presence clinging to the very fabric of Windermere. With each passing moment, the once idyllic landscape revealed its true nature, a realm where the beauty of nature concealed the malevolent secrets of an ancient pact. 7th story. The Enigma of Enchanted Pines, by Olivia Richards. Camping with friends had always been our ritual, and this year, the dense woodlands of Oregon's Enchanted Pines National Park beckoned to us. Little did we know that the beauty of the forest would become a backdrop for a series of inexplicable events that would challenge our perception of reality. Our group consisted of 5 adventurous souls: Amy, Mike, Ryan, Lisa, and myself, Olivia. We set up camp in a secluded glade, the towering pines creating a natural canopy above us. The air was crisp with the scent of pine needles, and the distant calls of woodland creatures added to the symphony of nature. As night fell, we gathered around the campfire, our laughter echoing through the silent forest. It began with a subtle disturbance, a rustle in the underbrush, a fleeting shadow in the periphery of our vision. We dismissed it as the nocturnal activities of the forest, eager to revel in the camaraderie of our camping tradition. Little did we know, the enchanted pines harbored secrets that defied logic. As the night wore on, strange occurrences punctuated the tranquility of the forest. Unexplained lights flickered among the trees, their ethereal glow weaving through the darkness. The air vibrated with an otherworldly energy, and an inexplicable chill settled over our campsite. Hushed whispers carried on the wind, their source eluding us in the vast expanse of the forest. Determined to unravel the mystery, we embarked on a nocturnal exploration of the enchanted pines. Armed with flashlights, we ventured into the heart of the forest, the towering trees casting elongated shadows on the forest floor. The air became charged with anticipation as we followed the flickering lights, the whispers guiding us deeper into the enigma of the ancient woods. Our journey led us to an ancient grove, where the pines stood in solemn silence. In the center, a peculiar formation of stones bore markings that hinted at an ancient ritual. As we approached, the whispers intensified, the forest seemingly alive with unseen forces. The lights converged, coalescing into ephemeral figures that danced among the trees, a spectral congregation in the heart of the enchanted pines. In the eerie glow, we witnessed a phenomenon that transcended the boundaries of our understanding. The forest pulsed with a mystical energy, and the whispers evolved into a haunting melody that echoed through the ancient grove. The air shimmered with an otherworldly luminescence, and we found ourselves entangled in a dance with the enigmatic spirits of the enchanted pines. As dawn broke, the spectral figures dissipated, leaving us standing in the silent grove. The forest, once alive with mystery, returned to its serene state. We returned to our campsite, shaken and awestruck by the inexplicable events that had unfolded. To this day, the enchanted pines remain a testament to the mysteries that lurk in the heart of nature, a realm where the boundaries between the natural and the supernatural blur, leaving those who venture within forever changed. The whispers of the ancient grove linger in our memories, a haunting reminder that some enigmas are best left unsolved. 8th story, Shadows in the Smoky Mountains, by Dylan Carter. Hiking with friends had always been our way of reconnecting with each other and nature, and this year, the mist-shrouded trails of the Smoky Mountains beckoned to us. Little did we know that the rolling fog and dense woodlands would become the canvas for a chilling encounter that defied the boundaries of reason. Our group consisted of 4 close-knit friends: Natalie, Brandon, Chris, and myself, Dylan. We embarked on the trail, the mist hanging low like a spectral veil. Towering trees reached for the sky, their branches obscured by the ethereal fog. The soft crunch of leaves beneath our boots was the only sound that broke the silence as we ventured deeper into the heart of the Smokies. As night fell, the mist thickened, enveloping us in an eerie silence. Our campsite, nestled in a clearing, felt like an island of warmth and safety amidst the sea of swirling shadows. We gathered around the campfire, the flames casting flickering patterns on the shrouded trees. It began with an unsettling stillness, the nocturnal sounds of the forest hushed to an unnatural quiet. The crackling of the campfire seemed to echo through the mist, creating an otherworldly ambience. Shadows danced on the edge of our vision, their movements defying the laws of nature. As the night wore on, the mist seemed to come alive with elusive shapes, a dance of shadowy figures that lurked just beyond the veil. We exchanged nervous glances, unsure if our senses were playing tricks on us. Whispers, carried by the wind, added to the unsettling atmosphere, their words indecipherable yet pregnant with a sense of foreboding. Driven by an inexplicable curiosity, we ventured into the mist-shrouded woods, our flashlights cutting through the murky darkness. The shadows seemed to retreat, yet their presence lingered in the periphery of our vision. The air was heavy with an otherworldly tension, and a strange luminescence bathed the trail ahead. As we delved deeper into the Smoky Mountains, The mist congealed into tangible forms, apparitions that mirrored the silhouettes of long-forgotten hikers. Their faces were obscured, and their movements were ethereal, as if trapped between the realms of the living and the dead. Whispers grew into a haunting symphony, recounting tales of lost souls condemned to wander the mist-shrouded trails. In a moonlit glade, we stumbled upon an ancient altar, a circle of stones bearing cryptic engravings. The air crackled with an ominous energy, and the shadows converged, coalescing into a manifestation of collective sorrow and despair. Faces materialized within the mist, their eyes pleading for release from an eternal purgatory. Haunted by the spectral encounter, we retraced our steps to the campsite. The mist clung to our clothes like a phantom, and the whispers followed us, their melancholic cadence lingering in the stillness of the night. As dawn broke, the shadows dispersed, leaving us in an empty clearing surrounded by the serene beauty of the Smoky Mountains. To this day, the memories of that haunted night in the mist-shrouded woods linger, a chilling reminder that the natural world can harbor mysteries beyond comprehension. The Smoky Mountains, once a symbol of rugged beauty, now stand as a testament to the enigmatic forces that weave through the fabric of the wilderness. Ninth story. The Cursed Campsite of Lake Placid, by Isabella Garcia. Camping with friends had always been a cherished tradition, and this year, the pristine shores of Lake Placid in upstate New York called to us. Little did we know that the tranquil beauty of the lake would become the backdrop for a series of inexplicable events that would test the bonds of friendship and challenge our understanding of the natural world. Our group consisted of 4 adventurous souls: Emma, Jake, Tyler, and myself, Isabella. The sun dipped below the horizon as we set up camp, the waters of Lake Placid reflecting the hues of the twilight sky. The air was crisp with the scent of pine, and the distant calls of loons added to the symphony of the evening. We gathered around the campfire, our laughter echoing across the tranquil waters. It began with a subtle ripple, a disturbance in the placid surface of the lake that defied explanation. We dismissed it as the result of a passing boat or the playful antics of local wildlife. Little did we know, Lake Placid harbored a secret beneath its calm exterior, a secret that would soon reveal itself as a chilling ordeal unfolded. As night fell, the atmosphere shifted, and an unsettling stillness settled over the campsite. The once calm waters of the lake seemed to whisper ancient secrets, their undulating surface reflecting an unseen disturbance. We exchanged uneasy glances, our sense of unease growing with each passing moment. The first night passed without incident, but as the moon hung low in the sky, a strange luminescence emanated from the depths of Lake Placid. Intrigued and apprehensive, we approached the water's edge, our flashlights revealing ghostly shapes swimming beneath the surface. The lake seemed to come alive with spectral forms, shadows that mimicked the movements of long-forgotten swimmers. Driven by a sense of foreboding, we followed the shoreline to a secluded cove, where an abandoned cabin stood in eerie silence. The air became charged with an otherworldly energy as we entered the decaying structure. Faded photographs adorned the walls, capturing moments frozen in time, images of people who once reveled in the beauty of Lake Placid. As we explored further, we discovered a hidden chamber beneath the cabin, its walls adorned with symbols and markings that hinted at an ancient curse. Whispers, carried by the night wind, echoed through the subterranean space, recounting a tale of tragedy and betrayal that befell those who dared disturb the waters of Lake Placid. In the heart of the chamber, we found an ancient artifact, a relic with the power to reveal the spirits trapped beneath the lake's surface. The moment we touched the artifact, the air vibrated with an otherworldly force, and the lake seemed to convulse with a spectral energy. The water's surface erupted, and ghostly figures emerged, their eyes pleading for release from the curse that bound them to the depths. Terrified and overwhelmed, we fled the cabin, the haunting cries of the lake's spirits echoing in our ears. The luminescence faded, and the waters of Lake Placid returned to their calm state. As dawn broke, we packed our belongings, leaving behind the cursed campsite and the secrets that lay beneath the tranquil surface of the lake. To this day, the memory of Lake Placid haunts our dreams, a reminder that the beauty of nature can conceal ancient curses and restless spirits. The bonds of friendship forged that fateful night remain unbroken, a testament to the shared ordeal that forever linked us to the mysterious depths of Lake Placid. 10th story. The Midnight Carnival of Whispers, by Aaron Thompson. Solo camping had always been my refuge, and this year, the remote woodlands of the Black Forest in Germany called to me. The ancient trees stood as silent sentinels, their branches reaching towards the heavens. Little did I know that my solitary journey would lead me to a surreal midnight carnival, where the line between reality and the fantastical blurred into a haunting dance. The moon hung low in the night sky, casting an ethereal glow on the dense foliage as I set up camp near the edge of the forest. The air was heavy with the scent of pine, and the rustling leaves created a symphony of whispers that spoke of ancient secrets. As the campfire crackled, I felt an inexplicable pull deeper into the heart of the Black Forest. Following an unseen trail, I entered a clearing bathed in moonlight. The air shimmered with an otherworldly luminescence, and a distant melody reached my ears, a haunting carnival tune that seemed to defy the solitude of the forest. Intrigued, I ventured towards the source of the enchanting music. As I entered a moonlit glade, the shadows seemed to dance in rhythm with the spectral carnival melody. A surreal carnival had materialized, complete with flickering lanterns and spectral performers. The air buzzed with the energy of the unseen, and the night echoed with the laughter of phantom revelers. Stalls lined with faded banners showcased the peculiar, a carousel adorned with ghostly horses, a fortune-teller's tent billowing in the night breeze, and a shadowy figure calling me towards a tent of illusions. The carnival, frozen in time, seemed to exist on the fringes of reality and dreams. Compelled by an otherworldly force, I entered the tent of illusions. The air inside crackled with an energy that transcended the natural world. The mysterious figure within, cloaked in darkness, beckoned me to witness the illusions that defied reason. As the tent flaps fell closed, the very fabric of reality seemed to warp. Images of distant lands and fantastical creatures unfolded before my eyes, a mesmerizing spectacle that transported me to realms unknown. Time lost its meaning, and the boundaries between the tangible and the imagined blurred into a surreal tapestry. The illusions whispered of forgotten dreams and untold mysteries that lingered at the edge of perception. As the last illusion faded, the carnival melody reached a melancholic crescendo, and the mysterious figure revealed a cryptic prophecy. The Carnival of Whispers was a fleeting bridge between the mortal realm and the ethereal, a place where the dreams of the forgotten sought refuge. With a final flourish, the tent flaps opened, and I found myself back in the moonlit glade. The carnival, once vivid and alive, began to dissipate like morning mist. The lanterns dimmed, the spectral performers faded into the shadows, and the haunting melody waned until only the rustling leaves remained. The Black Forest, silent once more, held the memory of the midnight carnival. The ancient trees stood as silent witnesses to the surreal dance that unfolded in the heart of their realm. As dawn broke, I packed my belongings, leaving the enchanted glade behind. To this day, the whispers of the midnight carnival linger in the recesses of my mind, a testament to the ephemeral nature of the fantastical. The Black Forest, forever etched in my memory, stands as a threshold between reality and dreams, a place where the line between the seen and the unseen becomes a tapestry woven by the whispers of the night. Thank you for watching whole video. Check this video you see on the screen, it's one of my favorite. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash that like to support my free and daily content for you. If you enjoyed this video, drop a comment and tell me what story got you chills.